Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Nerds and a Podcast. We are continuing the Disney series that we have going on, and we have our first guest on this series, Darby. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Yay!
Alrighty, so we fly by the seat of our pants here, but I wanted to know how you found our podcast and what made you want to join in with us.
I think it was one of my doom scrolling nights through TikTok that
Excellent.
brought me across TikTok you guys had posted. And then I just went to the page and you were like, looking for guests. And I'm like, hey, this is right up my alley. So let's go.
Awesome. I love when TikTok works for us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also, I completely relate to just the doom scrolling. The pages I find myself on at like when I should be sleeping, I'm like, wow, how did I get here?
Yeah, and then sometimes you wake up the next morning and it's just like, oh, I'm on this side of TikTok. I forgot about this.
Yeah. Or mine is always when I go to show somebody a TikTok and then my For You page pops up and I'm like, oh, no, I'm so
Just
sorry. Don't look at that.
You saw nothing. You're
That's
good.
for me.
Yeah.
That is for me, not for you.
Not for you.
For sure. I love it.
Okay, so today we're talking about, I would like to say all three of one of our favorite rides, which is the Haunted Mansion.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
To the Haunted Mansion.
Darby, what made you want to pick? You were the most enthusiastic about the Haunted Mansion out of the replies we've gotten.
Yeah,
so what
for
makes
sure.
the Haunted Mansion your favorite?
Okay, so I am a spooky gal at heart. So, of course, this is one of my favorite rides at Magic Kingdom. But I also love the fact that since we're coast to coast, I'm in Florida, you guys are in California, the differences between this ride.
Oh.
So, a lot of things have been updated for the Florida version, for the Magic Kingdom version to match California. But it's kind of fun because Florida actually opened like right before California, and it was an OG attraction for Magic Kingdom. So,
Wow. Yeah, I did Google a picture of the one in Magic Kingdom because I was just looking up like random Haunted Mansion things. And apparently your guys's is way bigger than ours. Like,
Yeah.
way
Oh,
bigger.
really?
Yeah. Because like ours has the train station right there, so we had to go like underground, whereas you guys could like spread out because it's Florida and there's nothing there.
Yeah, there's not much goes underground in Florida. Just to say, so for sure, yeah. Well, there's a big piece of land. Just random Disney fact, which I'm sure you probably heard. But Disney, when he was buying land in Florida, actually bought land under subsidiary names so that nobody knew he was buying land to make the theme park, to make what is now Disney World.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So
That's cool.
interesting.
We love a good Disney fact.
When he got found out, right?
We definitely do.
Oh, please, I'm full of them. So
good. We love that. Have you been to the one in California?
I have not. I have never been to California in my life. The furthest west I've been to is Arizona, and that was for a college football game. So
I'm so sorry. I live in Arizona, so I'm so sorry.
Got it.
I'm currently dying right now.
Yeah.
Oh
gosh. Yeah. The thing I liked was how many lanes there were on the highways. I was like, this is insane. Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But no,
also most of the freeways are like 75 miles an hour, which is quite insane.
That's the best part.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Florida drivers, we won't get into it, but like I won't say I'm not a crazy one too, but like our like biggest highways are 65 max, right?
Yeah.
But everyone knows it's not just 65. You know, you around like 80, 85.
Oh, absolutely. Same in California.
California absolutely.
65, and I'm like, that's not true. If you're in the fast lane, you better be going 80 or faster.
At least. Yeah. I love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But no, I definitely want to visit Disneyland, especially, okay, I'm so jealous for the Avengers campus. Oh my God. Yeah. I want to go. Whew, I want to go see that so bad. But yeah, I have an annual pass here to Disney World, and I go whenever I possibly can.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a pass holder for Disneyland.
Yeah.
For the past couple of years, so it's been kind of cool to go multiple times a year instead of just trying to cram everything into one day.
Right.
Me.
Yeah, Kacie when
Me
she
over
comes
here.
to visit.
Yeah.
But like you come out like once a year, so like that's still like pretty good like
Yeah, that's
pacing. So
true.
you don't
It's not
have
like
to do
yeah.
everything. You can do
And
all
then
the
like
new
we
stuff.
went like 3 times in 1 year, so I've seen quite a
Yeah.
bit recently.
You know what you wanna hit too. Like, you have your game plan before you
Yeah.
go at this point.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. Like, one thing I'm really jealous about with your Haunted Mansion is
Mhm.
the Christmas overlay that you guys get,
Yeah.
because we do not at all. It stays the same year round. There's no
Oh.
Christmas
Oh.
overlay. Yeah.
What? Oh my
Yep.
gosh,
That's
I'd be so
so
sad. That's like one of my favorite parts about it is
Yeah.
that it
yeah.
changes.
Yep. Yeah. The first year they did it, I was like, "There's no way they're gonna keep doing that." And then it's what now, like 22 years in the
Oh
hole,
my
and
gosh.
they do
How
Yeah.
it every
sad.
year. Yeah. Never have they brought it to Florida. It just stays the same.
That's crazy. You know, I didn't realize Nightmare Before Christmas came out in like 93.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that old. So they've been literally doing that since 94. So
Yeah.
30 whole
Wow.
years they've been transforming Haunted Mansion for Halloween.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that is
goodness.
crazy. Oh, I love that. Like it's just like going on that ride during like the holidays, it just makes it feel like Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
I'd be so
adds to the
devastated.
spirit. So now we know we don't have to visit during Halloween.
Yeah.
We can just go whenever.
Correct. Correct. So you can come during the slow season and then you'll enjoy it a whole heck of a lot more because it won't change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen any of the movies that are inspired by the ride?
Yeah, so for sure. I've seen the newest one. I've only watched that one once, but
Mhm.
I know that it is more true to the ride with some, like subplot and stuff
Mm,
like that,
mhm.
Mhm.
versus the Eddie Murphy one, which my younger brother he's 7 years younger than me. He loved it when he was a kid. So
Mhm.
that movie was on a lot in my house. So yeah, we used to like repeat Eddie Murphy jokes to each other and stuff like that
Yeah,
just cuz
I
he
love
loved it
Eddie
so much.
Murphy.
Yeah, and then I haven't watched the Muppets version of it yet, that's on Disney Plus, but it's on my list.
Oh, I need to watch that. I think that's the only one I haven't watched either. I watched the
Yeah.
new one yesterday because I was like,
Mhm.
I never got around to seeing it, and and then I rewatched the Eddie Murphy one, and I was like, they're both like not the greatest.
Nah. Nah, that's very
Like,
true.
so here's the thing: like the Eddie Murphy one came out in like 2003. So
Mhm.
like I get that the CGI and that's going to be a little rare. But the new one, the CGI wasn't very impressive either, and I was actually very sad that the Hatbox Ghost was all CGI and not practical.
Yes, I agree. I fully support practical effects in any kind of entertainment, and the fact that everybody is so gung ho about any kind of CGI is crazy
Yeah.
to me because it would have looked so much better in practical.
And you would think with because Jared Leto plays the Hatbox Ghost, you would think with the face like that, he can handle prosthetics and crazy makeup and still be able to act through it. So I think he would have done an
Yes.
amazing job with more practical effect
Yeah,
makeup.
they paid for the name and they didn't give him his due. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Wow, that is disappointing. I haven't seen the new one. I think the only one I've seen is the Eddie Murphy
The Eddie
one.
Murphy.
Yeah. And that was like I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the new one has a lot of like super like famous people in it. And some of them are a lot more involved than I thought they originally were, and some of them have just like a quick cameo, and I was like, "That's it? That's all I get of you?"
Yeah.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis as Madame Leota, though.
She was really good. She definitely stole the show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so good. But Madame Leota as a character in general is just amazing. I love
Yes.
her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Here's another Disney fact for you. Did you know that Madame Leota was actually voiced and modeled after one of the Imagineers for the Haunted Mansion?
I was reading about that, and her
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
actual
cool.
name was Leota
Yeah.
Toombs.
Yeah.
Like, what a name! What
It's
a name to
crazy.
have.
That is a fantastic name.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it must be like a stage name. No, it was her actual name. I'm like, wow. And her husband was an Imagineer too. So I'm
Hmm.
like, that's so much fun.
Their
Oh, that
And
is
daughter
so
then,
then
fun.
became an Imagineer.
Oh my god.
It
That's
runs in the
amazing.
family.
yeah. They're just all meant to be Madame Leota. But yeah, her daughter's in the Muppet version of the Haunted Mansion.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Because when I was Googling, like, what she actually looked like, it came up, and I was, like, reading the little article, and they're like, yeah, she's in the Muppet version. I'm like, that's so cool. Like, how cool. And I guess she was saying that, like, when they did the original, like, makeup test, her mom just came home in the Madame Leota makeup and scared the crap out of everybody.
That's fantastic.
I was gonna ask, so what is like your favorite part of the ride? Because my favorite part, okay, is the like ballroom dancing where the ghosts are dancing. So I want to know what your favorite scene, like part of the ride.
Yeah, the ballroom, of course, is fantastic. Like it's the biggest, like the biggest effect in the whole ride, right? But I have always loved the library with the busts that follow you, like they turn. Yeah, so that's one of my favorite parts. And then when they updated our attic to add Constance, like the Black Widow bride, yeah, she's fantastic. I love her too.
I love the attic because I love all the like hidden stuff within the attic. Especially like you wouldn't know this, but during Halloween when it's Nightmare Before Christmas, they hide extra things in there. So there's little like snippets of the movie and characters and stuff like hidden amongst the regular Haunted Mansion stuff.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's just a cool little place to like every time you go on it, you look somewhere different, so you see something different.
Yeah, that's awesome. Our attic has actually a second version of the chair that Jack Sparrow sits in at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Our pirates are pretty similar. I know there's a couple differences, but in the treasure room, right, where he's like just swinging back and forth in the chair, singing yo-ho, there's a second one of those in the attic of the Orlando Haunted Mansion.
That's so cool. I love when rides hide other things from other franchises and rides.
Yeah.
I love Disney Easter eggs. I love a good hidden or fun fact. Oh, that's like my favorite thing ever.
Right.
It just gets me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's theorized in the attic area, like because Hatbox ghosts and everything like that, hat boxes are throughout the attic. But for Constance, her thing was like beheading her husbands. And if you look on the right as you exit the attic, there's a stack of hat boxes. There are 4 hat boxes for her 4 husbands, but the hats are hanging on the hat rack. So what's in the hat boxes?
It's their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, her storyline, like I love that they added her in there, and it's such a wild story. Like I feel like I really wish Disney would do like a mini series for like each of the portrait ghosts. I think that'd be really cool to like kind of delve into their past. Cause
like a more of their backstory.
Yeah, like in the newer Haunted Mansion movie, I feel like you get a little more detail about certain backstories for ghosts, but like a mini series to like a whole like 50-minute episode just to focus on that one backstory would be really cool.
For sure. I do know too that a lot of fan influence for the tightrope walker. I forget her name, but Disney felt like she had so many fans just out in the wild that they actually added her as a meet and greet for our Halloween party that we do, which is Not So Scary.
How
so yeah, she's a meet and greet during the Halloween parties.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so much fun to see her in person. I bet that costume is beautiful.
Oh, I know. It's really cool. Imagine.
No. Okay, so have you guys ever stayed in the stretching room, the portrait room, long enough to hear the ghost tell you to get out?
Yes, I have.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're like one of the last ones in that room, you'll hear the ghostly whisper that tells you to get out, which is kind of cool. I like that.
Did we ride the Haunted Mansion last time we were there?
No, because
I haven't ridden in a while.
Ours is closed for refurbishment.
Is it still closed?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Yeah. I mean, they're talking like big overhaul, refurbishment, mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, it must be, because that's
it was
crazy.
supposed to reopen, I want to say the same time that Tiana's was supposed to open. So it was supposed to be May, but both of them got pushed back. So I believe Tiana's Ride is supposed to open sometime during the summer, and I think Haunted Mansion's supposed to reopen in August.
Wow.
But hopefully they do it a bit faster than that. Hopefully they do it. Kacie and I are supposed to be going to Disneyland in August, so hopefully they'll do it before that, because the last few times that I've gone, it's been closed, and it's just like I go with my parents, and so we got like done with everything, and I'm like, what else are we missing? And then I remember the Haunted Mansion's not open, so that takes like a whole that's an extra 2 hours to do something else.
Right.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. That'd be crazy though if like the Tiana's opens before that, because that's like a whole new everything.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Like, I know they have a lot of like mechanical stuff they have to fix and things like that, but I don't know like what else they'd be doing. I don't know if they're updating any tech or anything like that to match anything newer. But yeah, it's been.
I would hope so if it's taken that long. I mean, I better see something new.
Yeah, it's been closed for a long time.
And you go in and it's the same exact thing, and you're like, is there more dust? Like, what happened?
Right. What's going on here? By the time they open it, they're gonna have to like close it,
decorate it for Halloween.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Maybe they'll just start Halloween earlier this year and just do it all in one shot.
Yeah, they're like, August is Halloween. We can't.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, they're selling tickets for the Not So Scary party here starting in August. So, like, they've already sold tickets for August to start Halloween.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I thought California was serious about Halloween, but Florida is obviously way more serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the end of August, like for me, that's when falls. Like whenever like the drink menus start changing, that's when I'm like, it's a new season.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
that's fair.
Honestly, after 4th of July, we've got like nothing, so it might as well just be Halloween.
Yeah, Summerween.
Yeah, Summerween, exactly.
Perfect. I definitely think it has to do with the popularity of Halloween Horror Nights in our area as well. Because the theme parks are like literally 15 minutes from each other here.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So a lot of Halloween Horror Nights people sometimes also want to go to the Disney party, like myself included. So definitely something that I think they've looked into is how can we get more people quicker before Halloween Horror Nights draws our crowd.
Right, take them all.
Yeah. Like I said, there's nothing like August doesn't have any big holidays, so it's kind of like, well, why not?
Yeah.
It's still going to be hot whether it's August or October, so.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
So do you go to Horror Nights at Universal too then?
I do. Yes. I used to a while back. I used to work for Universal. So yeah, I feel like it's a rite of passage for anyone who lives in Central Florida to have at least a part-time job at one of the theme parks.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure that got me into it to begin with, and then I've just kind of rode the Halloween Horror Nights wave since then. I go every year, so yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, Kacie and I have gone for the past few years because I didn't do scary. I do kind of scary now.
Yeah.
But I remember the first year we went, she was like, I want to go. And I'm like, okay, I have 2 stipulations for this. 1, you have to walk in front of me the whole time. And 2, you have to hold my hand the whole time. She was like, done.
I was like, deal.
Done. Those are easy. We got this. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I have slowly become the person who goes first in all the houses for my friend group.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Halloween Horror Nights. Like, and then we we got the fast pass last year.
Oh,
Ooh,
game
we'll never do it
changer.
again. We'll never
We'll
go
never not
regular
do
again.
fast pass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's when it gets to a certain time here, like there's a bad rainy season for some of the Halloween Horror Nights dates. So it has
Oh.
almost become tradition for my party whenever we go, like we end up getting rained on. So we're all like,
Yeah.
let's just prepare for the worst and then go
Yep.
for it.
Bring the
Yeah.
raincoats, bring the umbrellas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when the rain hits and everybody like dips out of line, we're like, all right, it's our time to shine. Let's go.
You're like, heck yes, get out of my way.
We were ready for this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't believe how crowded it gets. It's like insane. Like I think because we went closer towards Halloween, we went
were
like
the
the
week
later part of October.
Halloween.
Yeah. And like by the time we left, the lines were like 2-3 hours long, and I was like, my feeties hurt. I want to go home.
For sure. You have got to wear the right footwear because walking around versus just standing in a line for so long. Oh my God. It destroys.
Standing kills me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to do both. So it's like not
Yeah.
it's not a good combo.
Yeah.
It never stops.
I am not excited to see the lines for like Tiana's. I don't actually know what the ride is called, but I could imagine, and like it's all outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For most of it is all outdoors. I like the lines at Disney. Oh man.
I know. Are your guys' lines like as bad as ours? Ours are always like an hour onward.
Yeah, they can be, for sure. I think the only good thing about ours is that since there's the 4 parks, you don't really like it seems to average about like an hour, maybe 75 minutes, except for friggin' Peter Pan, which I'll never understand, is always like a 2-hour wait.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
like,
because literally
why?
everybody and their grandma is in that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many other better ones. Like, please, like Peter Pan looks like he's gonna stab you. And
honestly, that's the one ride I wish they would update. Like they could do so much with that, and I'm just like, it's just all dusty and crusty, and
update it because you got the flying boats. You might as well update it.
Yeah. And we're not asking for much here. We're just asking for maybe a little overhaul on some animatronics, fix some facial expressions, and we'll feel a little bit better about the whole thing.
Yes.
But yeah, it's always like 120 minutes. But everything else averages probably at about an hour.
Okay. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
No, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But I imagine you guys probably have a lot more space for your lines than we do. That's the one thing I hate about Disneyland is you switch back so much that it just makes the line feel about 10,000 times longer than it actually is. And then heaven forbid you try to find the end of the line. You're like, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. And then you kind of step in and someone's like, the back line's over there. And you're like, okay, well, I didn't know that.
I had no idea. There's no way for me to know right now, you guys.
Yeah. And then you finally see a cast member with a little sign that says the line starts here. And I'm like, oh.
Oh my God. Especially in like New Orleans Square. I'm like, I don't know where there's a crowd of people or a line. Like it all is just blending together. Pirates is like the worst for that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, you have a lot more major stuff really close together versus the kind of fluff that Disney World has, right? So there's definitely walkable space between attractions versus what I can imagine is just like attraction for you guys.
Yeah, I mean like the entrance from Pirates of the Caribbean to the Haunted Mansion is, I don't know, what, like 200 feet? It's not very far.
Dang.
There is very little between the entrances, and then because like what I like to call the themed part of the line, which I imagine is where they went, okay, this is the biggest the line is gonna get, and then California went, absolutely not. Like that's so small that we have to start snaking outside, and then like when there's a big line for Haunted Mansion and a big line for Pirates, you get a 50-50 shot of which one you're jumping in because they like start in the same place at that point.
You're like, I meant to go on Haunted Mansion, and now I ended up on Pirates. I don't know how that happened, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm not even
Pirates.
Yeah, especially now, like, well, and like if once they open the Haunted Mansion. I'm sure that's going to be busy. Tiana's is going to open, and they're right next to each other.
Yeah, but I think Tiana's, I think is it Bayou Adventure, I'm going to say is the name. I believe, because my mom was like, oh, we haven't gone over to like the little like Winnie the Pooh section that's like tucked weirdly in the corner between Haunted Mansion and Batu. And so we were going to go over there, but it's closed because that's where the exit to Tiana's is, or is going to be. But I think she's taking over that whole little plaza right there.
What?
So I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they might take all the Winnie the Pooh stuff out, and it just might all be Princess and the Frog.
Wow.
That makes me really sad.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh's my favorite, okay? I would force my mom to go on that ride every time we went, and she hated it every time. I was like, I don't care. I love this ride.
I just like when we were walking through, she's like, ooh, there's poo everywhere. Like, Karen! Unless Eeyore was out, and then she was okay with Eeyore.
Yeah.
But if it was poo, absolutely not.
Magic Kingdom, it's set up like pods, right? So each one of the different lands inside of Magic Kingdom, it has like a major attraction in it. So like Adventureland has Pirates and Jungle Cruise, and then Frontierland has what will be Tiana's, and then Thunder Mountain, and Liberty. For us, Liberty Square is where the Haunted Mansion is. So yeah,
that's interesting.
Yep. And
Dang,
then
that makes me want to go to that Disney World.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's completely different. So
yeah, that's what I've heard too. You guys just have like, because Florida has the space to do it. You guys just have so much more to see than we do.
Yeah.
And then ours is so like
jam-packed.
Yeah, because like for us, New Orleans Square is Pirates of the Caribbean and all of that, and then Haunted Mansion, and then Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and then Frontierland is just Big Thunder, I believe, and a bunch of restaurants and shops. Adventureland is Jungle Cruise, Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
that's something you have that we don't, is a ride. Is Indiana Jones.
You don't have Indy?
Oh. No. We have a stunt show in Hollywood Studios, but we do not have the ride.
The ride, Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Haunted Mansion, and now Rise of the Resistance are definitely like my top rides for Disneyland.
That's fantastic. Is your Batu, is that in Disneyland, or is it in California Adventure?
Disneyland.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so much stuff in one place.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of room to do it.
No, there's not.
Holy crap.
But yeah, it's kind of like at the very back of the park though, so the way they built it, it like bumps up right to the parking structure. So like when you're in the parking structure, you just see the ugly backside of Batu.
Yeah. You're not supposed to know this is Batu, but it is Batu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Batu's in Hollywood Studios for us, and Hollywood Studios has that, and then the Toy Story Land, which is over there, which is like the big pools, right?
Yeah.
And then Magic Kingdom has all the classics, right? And then Animal Kingdom has Dinosaur, Everest, and that kind of thing. And Epcot, of course, is the World Showcase, and it has Guardians. It has our Guardians, which is different from yours, which what used to be Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
so
which Casey's still sad about.
Wait, don't you guys still have the Tower of Terror? Or
indeed, ma'am, come to Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
And I will gladly
go on. Jamie loves that ride, huh?
Oh yes, it's my favorite. I love falling
every
in the
time
dark.
we go, I force her on that ride, and sometimes, like I think last time I was nice and I was like, "We don't have to do it." One of the times I didn't think we did
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
But I force her on that ride every time.
Yeah, and I make her go on the Jungle Cruise because she doesn't like animatronics and water, and I'm like, but the Jungle Cruise is one of my favorites. We gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm like, you gotta go for the puns. You gotta go for the puns.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we torture each other.
Yeah, I love it. Yep. I like Tower of Terror is extremely terrifying to me, but I love it. Like I will scream so loud, but then you just ride the high of like being dropped.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, as
Not
long as
for
Jamie,
me.
as long as Jamie has both handlebars,
Yes,
she's
if I
like
have the handlebars, I'm
relatively
okay.
okay. But she has to have both of them, and if she
Both.
doesn't, she's like, not having a good time.
Yeah, one time somebody was hogging. He put his hand in the middle of the bar instead of the front or the back, so I had to hold on with one, and I was not happy about it.
Yeah. Inconsiderate. Pick a
Yeah.
side, front or back.
Oh, that's cool. I would like to do that. So what's your favorite park?
My favorite park is Hollywood Studios.
That's what I hear
Okay.
from
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios and then shortly followed by Epcot. But I like Hollywood Studios because as a kid, like my parents are from Ohio and moved down here, but I was born in Florida.
Mhm.
So like Disney was always the family vacation spot. So when
Mhm.
we got down here, we had annual passes when I was a child for a while when they were still like family passes. You could buy a pass for like a family of 4, right?
Yeah, and it was cheap.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
was cheap. It was
Yeah.
affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had that for a while. So I remember like MGM Studios before it got swapped.
Oh.
They had like Roger Rabbit in there. They had the Backlot tour. There was the Honey I Shrunk My Kids a play
Mm.
area and stuff. And there was a bunch of stuff. Like it was like our family park that we went to. So seeing it change and like Star Tours through the years and that kind of thing was always it's fun. Like I go in for new memories and also like reminisce the whole nostalgia bit, right?
Yeah. I think we still have Roger Rabbit. Roger
Do you
Rabbit's
really?
Wild Ride in Toontown, I
In
believe.
Toontown, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys ever had Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but
We
we have that
did.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
we still have
did.
him.
So pulling that back to Haunted Mansion, if you would.
Yeah. Yes.
The Mr. Toad's, because it was in the Liberty Square area,
Mhm.
they put a headstone for him in the pet cemetery
Oh my
at
No.
our
gosh.
Haunted Mansion.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good old Mr. Toad.
Yeah. It's pretty
Good
cool.
old Mr. Toad. Yeah, now
It's
they
one of my
have
favorite things.
that Mickey's, what is it? I can never remember the name of it. That's like the
Mickey's
main attraction in
Runaway
Toontown.
Railway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that's in our Hollywood Studios. So we used to have
Oh.
the Great Movie Ride, which did you ever have anything like that, Great Movie Ride, or was that just
I don't
strictly
think
MGM?
so.
I
That's
don't
I
probably
don't
think
just
think
so.
so.
Yeah.
MGM.
So it would take you like through classic movie moments, right? And you like
Mhm.
went through the Nostromo, the alien spaceship. You went through
Mm.
like a mobster movie and then like a western and stuff like that. And like you were extras on the set of these like classic movie moments. But they took that out, and that's where they put Runaway Railway.
Oh, interesting. Now, does your Runaway Railway break down all the time?
Constantly.
Okay, good. It's
Yeah.
not just, it's not just a us thing.
No.
That and
It's
Rise of the Resistance are like
Rise,
hit or
yeah.
miss.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they like the same type of like car
Same tech.
thingy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's the trackless, like if you've ever seen the Amazon robots, it's that same technology as like an Amazon robot that
Oh,
goes throughout the warehouse
yeah.
on the
Oh.
path that they've just translated into an attraction.
And it works like half the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
But like I can't imagine like having to like try and fix that or figure out what the problem is on that ride multiple
Not at
times
all.
a day. Like I just be like, I turned it off and turned it back on, and that didn't work. And
What
that's
do you
as
want me
far
to
as
do?
I can go.
What else should I do?
Yeah, it is so jarring when you're on that ride and like it's out of sync from what's in front of you.
Yes.
Oh, it's just like your Daisy's dance class, and she's just like, hey, let's do this, and you're just doing the opposite, and it's like, what is going on here?
I love in Rise. The only time it's happened to me was on Rise of the Resistance, and everything just kind of like slow mode. So like
Yeah.
everything was like slow, like the car was moving really slow and the sound was going really slow, and I'm like, are they okay? And then like we stopped for a second, and then like they did their little, we'll be back in a minute, stay seated and murmur, blah blah
Yep.
blah. And then it finally kicked back on, and I'm like, that was really weird.
Yeah.
See, I haven't gone enough for that to happen to me, but I have gone through Space Mountain with the lights on one time.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
That's
real
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
for
gets
sure.
burned in your memory forever.
Oh yeah,
You're
absolutely.
like, I can never
It's like,
unsee it.
like you got to take it all in. You're like, oh my god, this is crazy.
And you realize how close the track is
Oh
to
my
to
god.
Yeah. Oh
you?
yeah.
Like, you're just because
Yes.
it's just stacked inside the building, so it's just like, we're flying through this the whole
Yeah.
time?
So when people are like, raise your hands, and I'm like, no, don't do
No.
that. Put your hands down.
Not at all.
You want to
Yeah.
keep those for
Yeah.
the rest of the
Yeah.
day. Now, is your Space Mountain, I assume, is the same as ours?
As far as I am aware, yes. Yeah. For the Halloween party, though, they do turn off like all of the star effects, so you're
So
in
it's just
like
black?
complete darkness. Yeah. Complete darkness, and it's the same music and everything's like whooshing past you, but you
Yeah.
can't see
Anything.
anything.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know it the first time I went on it, and doing it in the
What is
dark
happening?
unexpectedly was like, what is happening? Something's wrong. Like, what is up?
That's crazy. Yeah, we have the what is it? Ghost Galaxy? Is that what it is?
Maybe.
For the Halloween?
I don't.
Isn't it
I think
changed?
so. I don't remember.
It's all
Like
it's all
Boogie
I didn't
spooky,
think it
think.
did.
I thought it did.
I
I
don't
thought they
know.
had like ghost stuff in there. I don't know. You're
Maybe.
making me sound crazy. I'm gonna look
I'm
it
sorry,
up.
I don't remember that. But also like I didn't pay attention. But I do know because we had I call it Star Wars season. I think it's like season of something or season of the Force, I think is what they call it. And so when I went on Space Mountain, it was Star Wars themed. So they played the Star Wars music as you whipped around, and
Cool.
then like at certain turns you'd see like X-wings come out and shoot stuff and TIE
That's pretty cool.
fighters.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then like in the beginning, instead of the usual spiel, it's, may the force be with you before they send you off.
Yes. All right. That's neat. I like that.
Yeah, they kind of upped their game for Star Wars stuff because I think this is the second year they've done the Star Wars Nights. And so, but I like it because I thought they only changed certain things for Star Wars Night, but it turns out it's just like they do it for like 2 months. Certain rides are themed for Star Wars and stuff like that.
Got
I'm
it.
like, that's cool. Because then everybody else can enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they don't do any like Star Wars special after parties over here. They do all the Christmas ones, of course, and the Halloween, but they,
Mm-hmm.
of course, May 4th for Star Wars Day, everyone goes. Everyone just goes to
Yes.
Hollywood Studios and just like mobs it. It's so much fun.
Does everybody get dressed up?
A lot of people, yeah.
That's cool. That was because I went to Star Wars Night with some friends this year. That was like the coolest part was like not only were we dressed up, but like a ton of other people were dressed up. So it's so
Yeah.
much fun. Kacie, did you find the answer? If I'm crazy,
Yeah, it's
or
really.
you're crazy?
It's actually no. I'm not crazy, but the last
Excellent.
time they had so it's Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy, which they would change for Halloween, but it ended in 2019. So I'm sorry, 2018. So
Okay.
Wow.
I'm a little behind on the times. My bad.
Oh. It still sounds cool. Like I feel like they should
Yeah.
revamp it and do it again.
Yeah, I don't know if
feel
they do
like-
anything for Halloween now.
I don't think so, which I feel like that'd be the easiest because it's all projection, so it'd be the easiest
Yeah.
ride to change up.
Yeah, for sure. That's fun. That's a cool little thing.
Yeah, I love when they do little stuff like that. Just makes the season better.
For
Yeah,
sure.
like when like I remember when I was like younger, I would go to Six Flags and what
Mhm.
I think they changed the ride, but it was like some wooden roller coaster, and in Halloween time they would flip it backwards. So you went backwards through the ride. But I can't remember the ride. I haven't been to
Whoa.
Six Flags in so long, but it was like crazy because it's like a wooden roller coaster, which wooden roller coasters are crazy anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think which one it was. Is it Colossus?
Oh, it must have been Colossus. Which I don't think
Colossus
is there
is one of
anymore.
the no, it's one of the OGs, so I believe it still
Oh, is it?
there.
Okay.
I don't know if
Oh,
it's
okay.
still called Colossus, but I believe it's still there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't go to See, for us, Six Flags was a rite of passage to work at during the summer, so I had a job there for a summer.
Nice.
But yeah, I want to say Colossus is still there. I don't know. Even though Six Flags is literally like a 20-minute drive, I just don't go there.
Yeah, I haven't been
I'd
to Six
rather,
Flags since I was in high school.
yeah, I'd rather drive another 10 minutes and go to Universal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Universal. Woo!
staying on the
Haunted
Halloween kick.
Mansion. Yes.
Well, no, sorry. But
It's
we'll get
close
back to
enough.
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, we get there eventually.
So, have you guys done the Knott's Berry Farms like Halloween stuff?
I think I've done it once, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Not to, for us is so far away.
Is it?
Like,
Okay.
yeah, because it's farther than Disneyland by like,
Mm-hmm.
or no, actually, I think technically it's right before, but because you got to take so many like side streets to get there. Like Disneyland has its own dedicated off ramp to
Oh,
get to
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Whereas
There's
like,
many of those here as well.
yeah, whereas like Knott's just doesn't. But yeah, I
Got
don't know why Knott's always feels like it's such a longer drive than Disney, but it's actually not.
it. All good. Yeah, because going back to my doom scrolling on TikTok, the girl who was the clown at Not Scary and like was internet famous for the couple years that she did
She
it.
the one that yelled tie your shoes faster or something like
Yes.
that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't been to Knott's. I could not even tell you the last time I went to Knott's Berry Farms.
Yeah, I go to Knott's.
I honestly always forget that park exists. I'm like Disney, Universal, okay.
Yeah.
I always mean to go during the Boysenberry Festival, and then it's just like I get caught doing so many other things. I'm like, I'm not going to make it to the Boysenberry Festival.
Like, we'll go next year.
Yeah, I'll make it eventually because Boysenberry is delicious, and I'm so mad because they don't sell Knott's Boysenberry jam in Walmart anymore or any store for that matter. And I'm like, bruh, it's the only jelly that I like. Like, come on, get it together.
Knott's has capitalized on the boysenberry.
Oh, absolutely. So good.
Okay, yeah, we can get back to Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
Get us back on track, right?
Yes. So I was reading ye old Wikipedia, just looking up like random things about the Haunted Mansion.
Of course.
And I love it's actually based on a real building.
Yes, that house. I forget what it was
Yeah.
called, but yeah, there's a specific house.
And I was looking up pictures of it, and I'm like, dang, I mean, they literally just like copy pasted and maybe changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But
Yep.
it's a beautiful house. And I also love that when they were creating the Haunted Mansion, they took, Kacie and I just talked about this actually. They took inspiration from the Winchester house.
Oh, very cool.
And I'm like, that's awesome. I love the Winchester house. It's a beautiful house. But yeah, because it has so many corridors that lead to nowhere and stairs that, and all that. And I'm like, that's such a cool, like, I mean, the Imagineers for these like original rides really did their homework back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, and each one of the haunted mansions is an individual. So none of the actual mansions look the same.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, because your guys is like isn't it like a brown color?
Yeah, it's like brown, like a almost brown stone kind of looking. And it's got turrets and stuff like that, and you walk up to the front and it's like up on a hill, and you can see into the greenhouse and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Do you have the horseless carriage out front of yours?
We do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite photo ops.
Yeah, me too. I have like a picture of me like as like a baby next to one of those, and then I have one of me. I need to take an updated one, like side by side them. Yeah,
I love
it's one of my favorite places. Also, I love that. I love that part of the Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's
Jamie, what's your favorite part of the ride? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to like.
No, you're fine.
I don't think Jamie said. Did you say what your favorite part of the ride was?
I did. It's the attic. The attic is my favorite.
Oh,
yeah.
the attic. Duh. Okay.
Yeah.
I should have paid attention. I'm a ding dong. My bad.
It's okay.
Yeah. There's they revamped the queue for ours a while ago. I would say probably about 10 years ago, and they added in like an interactive area because the queue can like ebb and flow for Haunted Mansion because of the having to go into each one of the pre-show rooms and stuff like that. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of like interactive tombs and stuff in
Oh, that's so cool.
the queue now. So you play with the music notes, and there's one for like a drowned
Ooh.
sailor, and there's a whole bunch of cool stuff in there now that makes it feel like you're not standing in line for 45 minutes or more.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that, like in Indiana Jones, where you can like pull the rope and like do all that
Yeah, and
stuff.
it
I'm
like
like, this just makes
thunders at
me,
you.
yeah, it keeps me entertained while I'm walking through here.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I've noticed they've thrown into a lot of their more current like revamped attractions or just new attractions in general is some kind of like interactive stuff or like a storyline to follow while you're in the queue to distract you from the wait time.
Yeah. I've noticed in ours, they're doing this thing where they hold most of the line like outside and then they let you in so you walk faster through like the decorated and themed part of the queue so it doesn't feel like you've been waiting in line that long. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's because it was fun because one I can't remember what we were in line for, but I was like, why is this line so big? It's normally not this long. And then like the whole once we got inside the building, we walked the whole way. There was no stopping. We literally walked straight to the ride. I think it was
Got it.
Indiana Jones. And I'm like, oh,
Oh, I think
that
it
was
was,
weird.
yeah, because, yeah, yeah, because Indiana Jones has
Yeah.
like a bunch of like backtrack like lines, and we just walked like straight through it, and I was like, what the heck? This
Yeah.
has
So
never
they just let
happened.
everybody wait outside.
Because typically, like I always try to like look at the all the like in that line, because in Indiana Jones they have, because Indiana Jones used to be part of the original parking lot, so they have like I think it's like the Eeyore sign. I always look for it every time, but last time
Oh,
we
that's
walked way too
cool.
fast. I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, Indy, because like you're inside the Temple of Doom. So they have all like temple artifacts and stuff on each side of the wall and stuff like that. So you get to like peek into little rooms and stuff.
That's really
Um
cool.
it's kind of like I would assume I don't know if your Jungle Cruise line is the same, but when you're in line for the Jungle Cruise and they have like the little radio booth and like different little like alcoves of stuff, that's what they have for Indiana Jones too.
Got it. Yeah. No, our Jungle Cruise line is like pretty much just like on a dock.
Oh, so it's boring.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean, it plays overhead like little jokes and stuff like that to keep you
Mhm.
distracted, but it's literally just like a dock with swing back lines and then you're at the
Oh.
ride. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, do you guys have to go up the stairs? We have to go up the stairs. That's
Uh-uh.
how they
It
fit our lines in. They're like, okay, go up these stairs and then zigzag through the second floor and then come back down the stairs. And you're like, ugh,
No, there's hardly
okay.
any stairs. There's stairs for what it will now be Tiana,
Mm,
and then Thunder Mountain has like a rock face, right? That has the
yeah.
swing backs on it that you go up, but nothing
Oh.
is like full blown stairs. It's all pretty dang flat.
Yeah, we have a lot. Our Disneyland, I would imagine, compared to Disney World, Disneyland is all hills. So there's just
Mm-hmm.
hills everywhere. And
Yeah.
then again, to like fit the lines and stuff, they've made a lot of stuff like 2-story. So you
Yeah,
either
they
have
had
to
to build
walk up the
up, not
stairs or
out.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, everything is flat. Definitely there's hardly any stairs. Some ramps like I said, but to go up to get anywhere it's not really a thing.
That's kind of my kind of theme park because man, walking Disney uphill all day,
Yeah,
your
it's
legs are on
rough.
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, but you can feel it in your calves.
Oh, absolutely.
The adding little touches to like queue line and stuff is big Universal here, like because so many of the ride buildings for Universal Studios have been remade into different rides. Each one of the ride queues or even in the ride itself, there's a tribute to what the building used to be.
Oh, that's
Oh, that is
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I
So
don't think most of our Universal or Disney for that matter, most of the time the rides haven't really changed. They've pretty much stayed the same. I know at Universal, where The Simpsons is currently, it used to be Back to the Future. And then we had a Terminator 2D experience show
uh-huh.
um, which
An
is
E.T.
It used to be E.T. and then it was Terminator, and now it's the Minions.
Oh.
And
Transformers used to be
Transformers
Backlot, didn't it?
It used to be the special effects show and Backdraft.
Backdraft,
okay.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jurassic World used to be Jurassic Park, which I found out they only changed that for licensing purposes.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
To keep the contract active.
Yeah, because I guess like their contract with the Jurassic Park logo and all that goes with it was like over. So that's why they decided to make not only the movie, but also change the ride, was so that they could continue having Jurassic Park in the park.
Yep.
Like, that's wild.
There's also a clause in the contract for Orlando that if Universal wants to keep Jurassic Park in their parks in Orlando, they have to keep the ET ride.
Whoa!
What?
Yeah, because they're both Steven Spielberg,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg's favorite movies that he ever made were his Alien movies, which are E.T. and then Close Encounters.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, if you want to continue to use this property, you have to at least give E.T. its due. So they have to keep it if they want to keep Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, any of it.
Are you guys the only ones that have E.T. now, or does anybody else have E.T.? Do you know?
I think we're the only ones that have ET, and it is a day one opening of Universal ride. So. Yeah.
Oh, I would love to ride that ride for like the nostalgia, you know?
I was about to say, you rode the one here in California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I started going to Universal, I think, after that. So I never got to ride E.T. I only ever heard about E.T.
Yeah, I've done a lot of the, like, not like original, but I've done a lot of it. Like, I did the Mummy walkthrough before we had the Mummy ride.
I did that too.
Yeah,
I dipped out about like a quarter in. I was like, Mom, I can't do this.
Yeah, my mom was like, "Oh, she loves the Mummy. She'll love this." Nope, it's like a haunted house.
Yeah,
but the Mummy. And I was like 5, and she was like, "She'll love this. It's fine."
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if anything in Disneyland has changed besides now that Tiana's Bayou Adventure has changed, and then freaking, I'm gonna call it Tarzan's Treehouse for probably the rest of time, but it's changed back to Swiss Family Robinson, which is what it was originally.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours has always been Swiss Family, but they are taking away. I don't know if you guys have anything like this. It's called Tom Sawyer Island.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're taking our Tom Sawyer Island out, and they're going to use that property for something else that they haven't announced yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the Magic Kingdom has pretty much stayed the same, but they did expand Fantasyland. And Fantasyland now has like your traditional carousel, and then it's got like all the shops, of course. And it used to have Snow White in there, but they took it out, and now it's a meet and greet area for some princesses. And then Philhar Magic is in there. Small World and Peter Pan is in Fantasyland, but the expansion moved our Dumbo to add a second Dumbo, and then there's also a Little Mermaid ride now, which I think you guys have Little Mermaid too, right?
Yeah, she's in California Adventure though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Nope, she's in our Fantasyland. And then there's
she should be in Fantasyland.
It makes sense, yeah.
We don't have room in Fantasyland. Our Fantasyland is so packed, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god, it's already way too much just walking through there.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a story time with Belle where you go into like Maurice's cabin, and there's a magic mirror that transports you into Beast Castle, so Belle can tell you a story. Legit, the first time I went through there, I cried because it was so magical. I was like, this looks so real. Oh my gosh. And then they have a restaurant too in that area. So there's a lot of stuff, but it's not nearly like, it sounds like your stuff is like on top of each other almost.
Oh, it is.
Our stuff is like you can definitely walk and kind of chill and people watch before you get to the next place.
No. And the stroller parking in Fantasyland alone, it's like it's all strollers
like half of the
and
space.
Small children. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because our Fantasyland has like, so you walk through the castle to get to Fantasyland. So we
Uh-huh.
have not only just, the castle and everybody trying to take pictures there, but Alice in Wonderland is in there, Peter Pan,
Oh.
Snow
The
White,
teacups.
the teacups, Dumbo. There's like a Storybook Land riverboat thing.
Okay.
I believe Mr. Toad is like at the tail end of that. I feel like there's one more thing, but then we also have the Beauty and the Beast restaurant. It's like the Rose Tavern or something like that. The little Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique where little
Yep.
girls get made into princesses. And the carousel.
Yeah.
That is all within our Fantasyland.
Yeah.
I forgot that our Fantasyland has we have the minecart ride, the Seven Dwarfs minecarts.
Oh.
And then technically our Winnie the Pooh is in Fantasyland, but it's on like kind of the outskirts next to the teacups before you get to Tomorrowland.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not like a centralized thing. This most central thing in our Fantasyland right behind the castle is the carousel.
Yeah. Yeah, our Fantasyland makes like a weird like Y shape once you get from out the castle. So like the carousel's in the middle, but like everything in Fantasyland goes around the carousel. So like there's just stroller parking. Like everybody's like triple parked with their strollers around the
Yeah, that
whole
sounds
shebang.
horrible.
Yeah. And it's just so many children.
Yeah, way too many. Way too many.
Yeah, I wish they would have kind of spread it out a little bit because it's a small world. Like if you walked straight through Fantasyland and made a right and went all the way to the back of the park, it's a small world and Toontown. But there's such a large gap in between. Like, could we not have put something there instead of stacking it on top of each other?
Yeah.
Especially if there's a parade. Like,
oh my God. I can't imagine going on a parade. Like at least there's in Disneyland, like in Magic Kingdom, there's a clear circle for the parade to run, right?
Yeah.
But you talking about like how stacked it is like how in the world do they operate that?
I don't know, but man, it's a pain in the butt.
I bet. Yeah. Our Toontown doesn't exist anymore. It's Storybook Circus, which is like right beyond Fantasyland, and it has like a bunch of kids play areas with splash pads, and then a meet and greet for like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy dressed up in like their sideshow act like costumes.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so it's pretty cute. There's lots and lots of meet and greets in Magic Kingdom, like more than any of the other parks.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ours are very. I feel like Disneyland has kind of taken away a lot of the meet and greets and opted for like just characters roaming around.
Oh,
which is cool to see characters out in the wild, but they're not supposed to stop and take pictures, which makes me sad because I'm like, I want a picture with you.
Yeah, it defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in like Batu and Avengers. Like there's always people walking around, but you can hardly take pictures with them.
Yeah. Our Batu is the same. Like they'll have Rey and Chewie and stuff come out. Of course, Kylo. I always forget the girl with the blue hair, and I feel so bad about it.
That's okay. I don't remember her name either.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, though.
I do.
Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So they're always roaming, but some of them, like some people just don't notice because our Batu at any point in time, like people could be like dressed up themselves. So it's just like you just fit right in, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we went for a Star Wars night because everybody's dressed up. Everybody's dressed up Star Wars. And we were walking through Batu and I just happened to like glance and I did a double take and Fennec Shand was standing there talking to somebody.
Nice.
And the two girls I was with, I'm like, guys, hello. Right here. And then we were
hello.
And then so we ended up chatting with her for a minute and I didn't realize, but my one friend did. Mando came around the back of us with Grogu. So we got to chat with him too, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It was really cool.
So cool. Yeah, they just recently put Mando in our Batu, and I have yet to see him out and about. So it's like kind of a personal goal to be there whenever he comes out, just so I can be like, I finally saw him.
I have not seen him either, and I have tried every time. And like one time, he was like there when I was in the bathroom, and when I came out, he was gone. And I was like, I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, defeat. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I love when they have like R2. I want to see Chopper. I haven't seen Chopper yet. But I love when
Yes.
R2's out and about, and then I got to see the new like little.
Oh my god, the
little
new droids are
droids.
so cute. I love them
They're
so much.
cute.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go spend like 2 whole days in Hollywood studios to find all these people.
Yes. Or just come to California and go with us.
Yeah, solid. I like it. And you can
Yes,
show
and
me
then we'll go to
Avengers too.
Florida. Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
just do a Disney trip swap. That's all.
I love
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I'll take you to all the theme parks. I'll show you all the weird little insider stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to the only Florida theme park I have been to is SeaWorld. It's
Oh,
the only one.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause I
not
was-
I
usually
haven't
the
been to any.
response. Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad had a work trip one time when I was like, it was before my brother was born, so I must have been like 4 or 5, and we went to SeaWorld because Shamu was my favorite.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah,
Good
I've
stuff.
never been. I want to go to like Disney World and Epcot and all that.
Me too. I want to
Of
do the
course.
drink around the world. I always see
Oh,
people doing
girl.
that, and I'm like, I
Yes.
want to do that.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely have done it, of course. It's a heck of a lot of fun. And you meet some wonderful people along the way too, and like you can lose track of each other as you're both independently drinking around the world, and then you'll
Yeah.
end up like say in England again, like and it's like, oh my god, you made it here, yay!
Yeah.
Oh, drinking around the world is fun. Yeah. Okay. So you'll come to Florida.
Mhm.
We'll save up some money, and
Yeah.
we got to do it right. That's what we got to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, does anybody have anything else to add before we closing
yeah. Okay.
thoughts?
I
Questions?
have a question for both of you.
Mhm.
So for the haunted mansion,
Mhm.
when you go in, and it does the ghost host starts his spiel.
Mhm.
He says, 99 happy haunts, but there's always room, and then you fill in the blank. What do you remember hearing?
For one more is what I remember,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
but that's all
You
I got
remember
for you.
you both remember for one more?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I also remember as a kid, it was always for one more, but the audio is for 1,000.
Actually, we have 999 happy haunts here, but there's room for 1,000.
Oh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and it's like one of the weird Mandela effect things where it's like, did they change the audio and nobody knows when they changed it?
Yeah.
Or do we all just remember something different and it's always been for 1,000? Like, where did it go weird?
Yeah. It's like when people try to say that the Fruit of the Loom logo didn't have a cornucopia, and I'm like, yes, it did have a
Exactly.
cornucopia.
Yeah.
Like, don't lie
that
to
is
me.
crazy.
I remember.
I remember.
It's just like when you get different versions of a movie, like from different countries, and they use different songs. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that was not the song that I remember. And then
Yeah,
I
you're like, am I
realized,
going
like,
crazy?
I have, yeah,
The only thing I want to add is now I'm just going to constantly be thinking about the differences between our Disneyland. I say ours, even though I don't live in California, and
you're
the
still the
Florida
West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You're close enough. I would say yours.
And then we'll write our trip off as a business expense because now we're going to have to
Yeah,
investigate
exactly. PR
the
trip.
Florida
Beautiful.
one. And then we're going to have to fly Darby out to investigate the California one for research purposes.
I love it. It sounds great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, that is going to do it for this episode. Darby, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this episode. We will 100% have you back for a Universal episode since you've been to the Universal parks.
For sure. Thank you guys. It was so much fun.
Yeah. We love having guests. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all of you listening, make sure to subscribe, follow wherever you're listening to us. Check out all the socials, the TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of that mumbo jumbo to keep up with us. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So goodbye.
Bye.